Hello everyone, it's Andy Glen here from Sharks TV. Delighted to be joining you for our brand new look podcast. And who else to have on the first podcast? Martin Grubb. Martin, how you doing?
Good, Andy. Good, Andy. I'm delighted to be the first guest.
That is good to hear. It's good to hear. Couldn't have anybody else really, could we?
I don't know. Showbiz makes a good argument for him, but I suppose you've got to start at the top, right?
Got to start at the top and work down. We'll work on that. How's things been this week? Obviously, it's not been the greatest weeks in terms of results, but performances was okay, I think.
Yeah, things have been really positive this week. I think we obviously come off the back of a disappointing, especially third period performance on the Saturday. Sunday, I thought, if I'm honest, I thought we were good. Obviously, result aside, and we were frustrated and a little bit disappointed, but progression was, I guess, the key word that we used, that we needed to be better than we were on the Saturday. And I think we did most things right, with the exception of getting over the line. So it's very easy to kind of put yourself in a negative position and be seen as you're in a slump. But I think you've also got to be realistic and realise we've played 4 regular season games. We're a new team in a new league. So there's going to be kinks and teething problems, and
I think we're ironing these out as we go. So for a good practice so far this week, obviously another couple to come, and we'll prepare for a weekend ahead where we're looking to finally get some points on the board and give the players their due. They're upbeat. Everybody's got the same target in mind.
I think that's the key thing. When we look at results and performances, we haven't been that far away. I mean, I know fans maybe we get sick of hearing, we just need to gel a little bit or something like that. But again, you look at our power play, we've only scored one at about 16 or 18 or something like that regular season. And that, you said to me in the past, that comes when
the team starts to gel. And when that starts to happen, we're going to be winning games that we're just narrowly losing just now, I would suggest.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's almost little things that you need to be able to tick off as you go. Sunday night we got that first power play goal, a nice goal from Dunny. So that was kind of that. Yeah, you get the first one, and hopefully they're a bit like buses and they keep coming along at the same time now. But again, it goes back to it's new. It's a new unit, or new units. We've had to kind of trial and error. So power play, yes, of course we'd like it to be firing a little bit more, but it will, and it can only trend upwards. It's unfortunately can't really go any worse, I suppose. But we're working hard on that. Our PK, it all seemed to happen in that Raiders game where it wasn't exceptionally good that night. But apart from that, I think we're high 80s. So I mean, for a new team, it's a good start in the penalty kill. For me, I think trying to get that 2-goal lead. We got a 2-goal lead in Sheffield away in the pre-season, and that's the game we've won so far. And I think we've been so close in some of the games. We've clawed it back. We've been ahead.
We can just, I think mentally we can overcome that hurdle and get a second goal. I think the players, the building, the energy changes, the confidence changes. But the positive and the almost exciting bit for me is that nobody's down. We've seen teams in the past, and we've seen teams in other leagues and other countries that
a slump's a slump. And I don't think we look at it like that. We're ironing out some kinks, but we're looking at continuous improvement every time we step on the ice. And barring that third period in Sheffield, I think we've done that. So it is coming. We are close, but we can't keep saying that. We need to get over the line, and that's the biggest hurdle. But hopefully that all changes on Saturday night.
I think the one thing I notice to back up what you're saying, Martin, is that when you look at the players, they're not giving up. You look at the attitude of some of the players. I mean, you look at Kieran Hare and Peanut and Lewis Young and all these sorts of players that are used to winning. They were out there, some of them on the first line on Sunday, and they were knocking their pans in, and they had that attitude is still there. They're not looking like they're a team in a slump. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the players have got kind of attitude or a negativity about this in terms of we're in a slump. I think that they know there's work to be done, and they're embracing the work that needs to be done. I think they know how close we are, and they're as determined as myself, Jamie, and the staff, as the ownership, as obviously as the supporters, to get that first win. So everybody's, I guess, pulling on the rope in the same direction here. It's not like there's any pressure. I think that the pressure we put is from within, because we all want to succeed. But everybody's doing their job. Everybody just needs to continue to do their own job, and collectively it will come together. And and I think I've said it a few times. I think when it fully clicks, because of how close we are right now, when it fully clicks, it will be a very positive thing. And I think the results will start coming for that. And I guess now the hardest job is to get it to click sooner rather than later. But all eyes now are on Saturday, and if we can get that to click,
the big boy league, isn't it?
I think it's ruthless is probably a word I would use. Where through no fault of anybody's, if we made mistakes last year, for example, we knew we could get that back, and we probably, maybe 8-9 times out of 10, we probably wouldn't even be punished for the mistake. Now we're making a mistake or 2 mistakes, and it's ending up in our net, and that's the bit that we need to overcome, and overcome very quickly. In terms of the fans, I think we just want to play for them. We want to put in a product and a performance every week that they can be proud of. That's probably the pressure we put on ourselves. And yeah, maybe as a whole club we've been spoiled because of our success. It's never necessarily a bad thing. But we do have to remember, I think, and it's easy to forget, that if you take the Steeldogs as an example, 2 years ago they won the playoffs. Last year they were a beaten semi-finalist. Their decor alone have been together for somewhere between 5 and 10 years. We've been together for 4 regular season games. They've got a lot of veteran presence, and then the league's the same. A lot of these teams, yes, the odd guy here and there might move around from team to team, but the core of each team in this league,
there's a lot of consistency there, so they know each other, they know how to play. They played against each other in this league, so they know the speed and the standard. And I think last year at this stage, and again, this is not a disrespect to Hull and Bristol, that they were new teams, and they were getting beat by a lot more than we were. And I know Hull had their import issues early doors, and that certainly wouldn't help. But they were being beaten comprehensively week after week. We're Saturday night, yes, it was a 3-goal game, but we're at 1-goal games. We're pulling goalies to make it a 2-goal game in the end tier. But
we are competing in every game. It's now trying to turn that compete level into a slightly higher quality for us now, taking our chances and being as ruthless to the opponents as they are to us, and we turn these 1-goal deficits into our favour. And once you see that, then this will really take off.
Well, let's move on and try something a bit new, a bit different, folks. We'll see how we go with this. You tell us, if you like, what we're going to do next. We'll see if we can actually do it. Because if you like it, there's a fair chance we'll try and do it again. I'm going to ask Martin to comment on some of the highlights of the game at the weekend. So we've got a big screen behind us. You should be able to see it on your screen as well, and see me and Martin, because you don't want to miss out the eye candy that is Mr. Grubb and Mr. Glen, do you, really? So let's have a wee look at this. This is the game from Sunday. Obviously, it's Sharks versus Steeldogs, and this is the first incident. It happened fairly early on in the first. It's just a bit of a fight. Oh, and apologies to Owen and Watty and Curtis, who were doing fantastic jobs on the commentary, but we've cut you out of this because we really want to hear Martin. So here we go for the first one. Oh. So you can see a bit of a light there, surely. And then it all kicks off. Martin, what's in that?
I think
the Steeldogs they've had some pressure outside the dots. They've thrown it to the net. It's kind of been an ensuing battle at the net front. If I'm honest, at the time I don't think Ross Conley was looking for anything extra. Jack Rammer's gloves were off pretty quickly, and fair play to Ross. He's kind of answered the bell. He stepped up.
really Ross's game, if I'm honest, but it probably got the crowd of the game early. I don't think it was any more than, a wee bit of physicality, a wee bit of battling at the net. I think we threw a little hit on, it might have been on Jonah, which probably angered the Dogs a wee bit, but I don't think there's much in that. I think it's a bit of...
I kind of wondered if it set the scene for later on, which we'll come to, but the first highlight after that was our power play and a John Dunbar goal. Let's have a wee look at it.
I think at this stage we were...
we've been a little bit... Been playing a little bit on the outside, a little bit too peripheral. And I spoke to our power play unit, and we moved Liam into that PP1. Up top, kind of quarterback in that unit, and Olivier onto his one-timer side, so he can start creeping down and shoot the puck a bit more, and kind of finding a way to get Craig and John on the puck a bit more. Asked John to be a little bit more direct. They've moved the Steeldogs kind of out of their PK set inside the dots. John's been an
unbelievable goal line player. It's a great finish. I think that just by moving the puck a little bit quicker and realising that we stick to our structure and use the skills we've got, we'll create opportunities. That it was a really nice goal. I think the fans appreciated it. I know the players enjoyed it, and it was nice to see us get one on the power play.
We got a really good view of that from where we were behind the goals with a cracking wee goal. And at that point in the game, really, really good.
Yeah, I think we started strong and we looked dangerous. We looked a threat. I'd say that I think that was our first power play of the game, and we scored on it. So it was nice. It's nice when you, as we discussed earlier, your power play has been struggling a little bit, and we made some tweaks and adjustments in both the personnel and the structure, and it paid off. We looked dangerous, and we managed to get the goal. So happy days. It was nice to see.
If we could have made it to the end of the first period with a lead, do you reckon it would have been different?
Possibly. I mean, I think it's like anything, that once you've scored, becomes a little dangerous period in the game for you. You don't want to concede. I think that first goal was, we made a little mistake in the PK and got punished for it. But you obviously always want to try and hold that lead for as long as you can and ultimately build on it. And that's the bits that we need to be a bit more ruthless with.
Well, we know that Volkanov's is dangerous. We knew from the previous night, and he tied it up. Yeah, I know you're going to say you're never happy losing a goal, but what was your thinking on this?
Yeah, this was a mistake from us, right? We try and win the draw forward. It kind of gets, unfortunately, Ross never got it out. He'd done a decent job trying, but then he probably has to hold the middle. Both guys start to move towards the puck. Then we end up chasing a little bit up top, and
unfortunately for us, Grubb finds a little area of soft ice and ends up in their net. So what we have been discussing here on these goals, Andy, is that it's better when they're fixable. Yeah, some of these errors are fixable. Some teams and some players, they maybe don't understand the mistakes they're making, or they continue to make them. And obviously, we came off with. We review it a little bit. We spoke to Ross and Kieran, and they knew straight away. So these things are fixable, and it's just obviously the quicker we can fix them, the better.
I was going to ask you, do you speak to the player a lot about these things? Do you review video with them?
As you're sharing with the fans just now.
Yeah, well, pre-game on Sunday was the first we managed to actually in and come and do a video review of what we've done, how we're kind of pre-scouting how we want to take the game on the Sunday night. So we've started to do a bit more video as this season now progresses. We'll be using it a lot as a teaching tool, both for players to kind of self-evaluate and for me, JT and the staff to be able to show them exactly kind of the strengths and the weaknesses. And the players enjoy that, and thankfully they take that on board really easily. So we're able to go back to on the bench as these things happen. We're able to discuss with them, can you remember how our penalty kill is meant to be, or what F1's job is, and the kind of the X's and O's of the game. So, and the players took that on board, and it's just again, it's that ruthless side. We make a little mistake there. It's not a massive one, just a little mistake. We end up out of our structure on the penalty kill and ultimately ends up in our net, and we need to try and cut these little things out.
Okay, well, the good news is that we went ahead through Craig Peacock just after the start of the second. And here's this one.
Yeah, like I think, if I'm honest, that all starts with Kieran Hare. His retrieval on the puck, and it's one of the reasons that he was moved up to play with John and Craig. He retrieves it, and John finds some nice quiet ice behind the net. Kieran makes a nice pass to him, and as soon as he gets above the goal line, you all know that
Craig's looking to put the puck in the net. No, I think there was way too much made maybe a slightly slower start than we liked him trying to find the net, but we always said once he got the first one, which he did on the Saturday in Sheffield, that the floodgates would open.
It was a nice finish.
Very, very smart, backdoor play, really tidy finish. And, I thought, again, at that stage, I thought we were looking really good and really strong. We started that second period quickly. Probably would like to have added to that lead or held on for a bit longer.
Absolutely. Right, I'm going to show you a couple of instances here. Man doesn't know what I'm showing him next, but
He's going to have to work with me on this one. He's ultimate professional. Right, tell me what you think of this without getting yourself in trouble.
okay, well, this is their second goal, right?
No, that's their second.
Yeah, like I think we make a change. Like, Baz has been caught on the ice. He's come across to try and make a change. We probably didn't recognise it. We're changing. We got stuck with it in F3, which has been key to our success, and we get done on the rush. Bit of puck watching. I think that's just, again, an easy.
Crow managed to get an assist for this. A little mistake at the start and managed to get that away, and he got an assist.
Like he gets his stick on it. Good protection of the puck. We get caught and we lose sight of Jonah.
Do you think that was preventable? Because I was sitting right behind it. You can probably see me. You can probably see me there. I thought it was a really nice goal.
Listen, for the Steeldogs' point of view, it's a good goal. From our point of view, it's just not. It's not how we want to absorb a rush, as we call it. We're in F3 in the O-zone. We come back 3-on-3 rather than coming back 3 against 2.
Right, explain to the fans what's an F3.
So our F3 is the highest forward.
Right.
So you have your 2D are coming potentially forward the blue line. So having 3 guys caught down behind the goal line or right from the net, 1 pulls out. So you've almost got a kind of 5 dice 2-1-2 situation where most teams will always like to keep an F3, what we call above the puck and a goal side of the puck. So you can absorb, instead of getting 3-on-2s or 2-on-1s, you can absorb a rush 3 versus 3. And I say with the change there,
not necessarily a bad change, but we got caught without somebody pulling out. And then that, from our point of view, yes, Steeldogs' point of view, they've done everything right. Drove wide, guy comes in late, finds that little area where we have an F3, we probably take that away.
And it happens so fast.
Yeah, a little bit frustrating for us, but I guess credit to the Dogs, they've took advantage and scored a nice goal.
Okay, so some more. What do you reckon happens here? I mean, it's as clear as you like. Mr. Crow throwing some punches with his blocker.
Yeah, like I know, Kieran was adamant that the puck was there to kind of be won, and he's tried to jam it home, which happens probably every kind of scrum around the net. Steeldogs defence have come in and tried to tidy that up, which, if it stopped there, I don't see there being a talking point, if you like, but Dan Crows took exception to that, left his net, came behind the net. Certainly, by the look of the video, he's thrown a couple of punches.
He's definitely thrown a couple of punches. I can show you again in slow motion if you really want to see them, but I wasn't going to. But listening to Owen and Curtis on commentary, it was a really good commentary. If you're away and you want to buy a stream and follow the Sharks, Owen's commentary is superb. And Owen was like, he's got to go for that. And Curtis was saying, I've never seen that before. And Owen had said, well, I've seen it before, and keepers can sometimes get one into the bands. Well, Curtis,
if you haven't seen it before, wait 5 minutes because, you know, it was happening again very, very soon. Murray's just skating else here.
The game it starts at
Scrum, like we thought we could have put that puck in the net. If I'm honest, having seen that one again, that one's playing naughtier one. Where it's swinging the blocker. I know a couple of seasons ago in Whitley, Callum kind of done something very similar and got either 4 or 6 games. I think the first one is probably his catcher. It's a 2-minute roughing call. This one, again, I guess it's the problem. It's open to the ref's interpretation when he's not got the luxury we have of watching it back on video.
100%, it's difficult.
But I think when a goalie uses his blocker, it's always can be questionable.
We didn't know at the time, but that was a really crucial decision by the officials, because not long after that, Crow makes a save at the back door, which was an incredible save. It was difficult to see whether it crossed the line or not, but we give him the benefit of the doubt and say it was a great save. But the question is, on a different day with different time, might he even been on the ice? Open to interpret. I'm not going to get you to say anything on that because you'll just end up in trouble. I'm just a fan. I can say what I like, really. Anyway, next we move on. This was a sore one to take, I have to say.
Yeah, the puck's on Kel's stick. It's the right play. Day to day, that's how we play. He makes that 99 times out of 100.
He's lifted his head to almost look at the target.
Look where he's going, yeah.
Not a stud off his stick. It's just a human error. Unfortunately, that's that ruthless part we're talking about. It's ended up in the net. And after being the dominant team, we find ourselves behind, and then you're always chasing a game. And
there's still 16 minutes to go, and I felt kind of quite confident. I think watching the game that we were going to get back in it. We're going to get a goal.
I think everybody did. I think we created loads of chances. Ultimately, unfortunately for us, we just couldn't find that way of the net.
But we're in that situation now where, if we weren't creating chances, especially going behind with 16 minutes to go, and if the players kind of mentally almost deflate and feel like they're going to give up,
yeah, here we go again.
We'd have a bit of a problem. But I think everybody that was there or anybody that's watched the stream will see that we kept knocking on the door, we kept trying everything we could to get that puck in the net, and it just wouldn't go in with a bit of luck, that save. So at least we're creating them, we're still doing everything we could. But unfortunately, that's the breaks and that's the game. We need to find a way to convert. When we're dominant, we need to convert these chances and try and see if we can put ourselves out of sight.
Well, that was 3-2 Sheffield, and the last thing I'm going to show you is the incident again with Liam going through and goal. Here's having a wee watch at that. Liam through the middle. And then, well, we kind of all know what happens after that.
What did you think of that?
For honest, I never thought much of it at the time. I didn't see it at the time because I was drawing up a 6-05 play to get a goalie off. We were about to try and get a timeout and get Callum off to almost try and equalise. I think, Liam's that kind of player where he tries to put the team on his back and make it happen and lead by example. And it's a great trait to have. He's got through there.
I'm going to play it again in super slow motion, as they say. And then we'll see what... Because I felt he was fouled going through, and I think that would have negated what happened to it. What am I wondering if he's went... You're not so sure, though.
He's went through here. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's this bit here.
Piece of net, stick.
That's a hook.
Well, he sticks on the ice. I think he's pushed over, actually, when I see it there. If I'm honest, if it was on our side, I think it'd be harsh. This part here, they're kind of coming together. The Steeldogs guys is a bit high on him. He's got a bit frustrated. The super slow one makes me think that's 2 minutes, right? He's made a meal. He's hit him in the leg pads. It's irrelevant for me whether the stick's broken or not. Sticks can break it in anything. I think it's a 2-minute rather than a 5-minute major, but that's what it is. The disappointing thing for us there was that then they go in the power play for the rest of the game.
Oh, that was the game. Once that happened,
we were unable to. We even tried. We thought, let's even go to 5-5, pull the goalie. We have absolutely nothing to lose. But they were smart. They managed possession of the puck, and we struggled to get a chance to get Callum off. And unfortunately, that was all she wrote. So, bit of a harsh lesson to learn. But on that one, I think that
I still think he was.
Maybe,
I still think he was full going
maybe.
through.
Then we go on the power play and you pull Callum as well. We go 6-4 and win it. That's how I see it going. But it's interpretation. It's what we love about sport, isn't it?
That's that way. Yeah, maybe it was. Who knows? 6-4 we score, it's overtime. And I guess it's like if John had probably not got all of that last shot, Crow probably doesn't make the save. It plays up the net if he'd just
fanned on it a little bit. So, it's frustrating. I think everybody was frustrated because I think we did play so well. We gave everything we had. It was almost that so close yet so far, and knowing that we were desperate to get over the line, and especially at home, obviously we're desperate to get that first win for our fans and for ourselves and for everybody associated with the organisation, and it's so close. So I guess that's why people need to buy tickets for this weekend so that we can get over the line. And I think it's there. It's right there. It's just converting some of these chances and and seeing some of them. We're scoring some nice goals. If we can get back to where we were a couple of weeks ago and have some of that depth scoring, and all 3 lines or 4 lines as we played on Sunday contributing, then
defenders chipping in with goals as well.
Yeah, we've got the ability. We've still got complete faith and trust in this team and in this whole organisation. With the fans backing, which has been superb so far, we'll get over the line, and when we do, we'll be able to celebrate that together, move on and move forward.
Okay, that's the video analysis. That sounds like proper TV now, doesn't it, when you're doing video analysis? What did you think of that? Drop us a wee comment, and remember, like and subscribe. Please, that really helps our algorithm. But comment, let us know. If there's enough support for this sort of stuff, we'll see if we can get Martin back every week and do a wee Coach's Corner type thing. But who knows? Let us know what you think.
You talked about the weekend. It's the Bees at home on Saturday. That's going to be a tough game, and good seats still available. Buy your tickets. But what's your thoughts on playing the Bees?
Adam, I think the Bees have got tremendous credit so far. They're flying, just to excuse the pun. Bees are flying.
So they've been in there's only going to get stuck.
Hopefully we don't get stuck. They've started really well. They play a kind of
fast, free-flowing, quite an open style at this stage with Dom Gabai and Balash. Their imports are European, so they play that kind of different style. The hope for us and what we've been working on this week is it might suit us, because I think Sunday showed that game was a bit up and down, and and we kind of, I think we like that style a little bit more. We need to recognise their start. We need to recognise their skill. But we're going into this full of confidence. I think if we tidy up some of these little pieces that we've discussed here on some of the video, boys have had a good week. We just need to come in full of confidence. And I think ultimately I'd like to try and get that first goal and play with a lead. And obviously try and play with ideally a 2 or more. 2 goals or more lead, which I think would be big for us. We need the fans, as we went back to saying, we still need them to keep bringing the noise, making the noise, and that's certainly been helping the boys. They love that, and it gives them that extra little bit of motivation. But I think we just need to relax. There's no panic here. Be ready to start on time and play with the lead, and if we can do that, we're confident that we can put that first 2 points on the board on Saturday.
Perfect. We need to do our bit as fans. We need to get ourselves down to the ice rink on Saturday, create an atmosphere, be that extra man, extra person. So, come on down. I'll be interviewing John Dunbar, Craig Peacock in the bar afterwards as well. So, opportunity to see what they've to say after the game. But I urge everybody to get down, get your tickets, get them online. You know how to do it. Don't need to tell you, but come along on Saturday. looking forward another day to Sunday. It's an away trip to Telford. We've already played them. It was a close game, a really enjoyable game actually. What's your thoughts on that one?
Again, it's going to be another difficult game. You know, I know their coach Tommy Watkins really well. We worked together with GB set up, and I've known him a long time. His teams they're very organised.
I think we've seen that here. Well, Pelvica was good. The power play was good and created chances. Like we were good on the PK, especially that night. Callum was really good that night. But another team that just punished us. They worked super hard. The core of that team, yes, he's added some new pieces, but the core of that team's been together a long time. So our work rate's going to be the first thing. You know, get off the bus, get a good start, get our legs going early.
Making sure our energy levels are matching the home team's levels. And again, being ruthless. I think just staying positive and focused and being ruthless, sticking to the game plan. And again, on the road, ultimately trying to get a lead, give us something to protect and play with that. But I don't expect it being, hopefully apart from the result, overly different to the home game. I think it will be tight. I think it will be a good hockey game. Two teams that like to play. And we've got to turn that deficit that was here, you know, that certainly one goal until we pulled the goalie. We've got to try and force it the other way this time and hopefully even up the series between the two teams. If we can make that 1-1 and instead of going 2 games behind to them, that would be a big positive for us. And again, we go in full of confidence. The boys, like we've done our kind of longest trip, I think it's the Raiders or potentially the Bees, but we've done that long one. So anything else now, you know, Sheffield, whether it be Telford, whether it be Hull, whatever, should be a little bit easier on us. We know what to expect. You know, we're travelling well. The boys have been looked after on the road, so we just need to go and produce a performance. And as I say again, we're confident that we can go there and come back with the points again.
Well, good luck in that, and any Sharks fans want to go. It's only 4 hours to Telford, and I think it's a relatively early face-off. It's either 6 or half 6 or something.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock in Telford. You know, you could leave here at 2. Leave here at 1. Give yourself a bit of time and get yourself down and support the Sharks on the road. Hopefully you've enjoyed
this podcast today. Just like to thank Martin for coming along and chat with us and trying something about new with the old video stuff. Any final messages to the fans, Martin?
Yeah, just a thank you. Like, thanks for your support so far. You know, we as a club, as a team, we appreciate the support. We appreciate the noise that's beginning to happen every week on a consistent basis. But yeah, keep still bringing friends, families, anybody you know, get them down here. Want to see the fastest team sport in the world, and you want to be there when we get our first 2 points, so we're good tickets.
Martin, thanks everyone for joining us on this podcast. Remember, like, subscribe and share.
We totally appreciate you watching
this. And from me, Andy Glen, I'd like to say bye-bye and let's go Sharks.